Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I have a really nice flow plan for us. We're going to move with our breath and get some energy coursing throughout our body. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's start standing at the top of the mat. Big toes together, maybe wake up your feet a little bit. And then just lengthen up, starting with your feet all the way, bringing energy all the way up through the crown of your head, the shoulders, a couple of rolls. You can release your fingertips down by your hips or maybe bring your hands to heart center. It's up to you. Shut your eyes. And let's take a couple of breaths. Just beginning the day, beginning the practice. And softly, gently open your eyes. Let's sweep the hands down, around, and up. Let's arc to the right. Right hand can come down to your hip or your thigh, and left hand reaches up and over. Separate your feet to hip width if you want a little bit more balance here. And then next inhale comes up and over to the left. Stretching through the side of the body. Inhale to come up. As you exhale, bring your palms together and drop your thumbs to the nape of your neck. Press the back of your head into your wrists and bring your gaze slightly up, just opening up to the backs of the shoulders now. Inhale, fingertips high. And as we exhale, let's swan dive down. Inhale, finding a halfway lift. Nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Just moving the spine in every direction here. Softening the knees now. Let's make our way to a plank pose. So plant the hands and bring the feet back. You can bring your knees to the mat if you like. Especially for this first one. Gaze down, pressing the heels back, the crown of the head forward, feeling nice and strong here. One more full cycle of breath. And then let's bring the shoulders forward and exhale all the way to the mat. Tops of the feet press into the mat and lift the chest, cobra pose. Exhale to release. Inhale to table or plank. And then let's exhale back. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Move around. Make yourself feel good here. And then let's bring our gaze forward to the front of the mat. Step the feet forward. Make your way back into an inhaling half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, soften the knees and rise to stand. You can peek up at your hands here. And then exhale, forward fold. Right away, all the way down. Halfway lift. Soften the knees now and bring your hips back and down. So you've got a nice flat back parallel to the floor. The hips are pulling back almost like in a chair pose. But take the hands and reach the fingertips out, palms facing one another. Roll your shoulders back. Big breath in. Find length in the spine. And then as you exhale, just pick up your chest, just tummy off of your off of your thighs. Lower the hips. Sort of sandwich your ears with your biceps and just feel that strength here. Now let's bring the hands to heart center. Elbows point straight out to the right and to the left. And as we exhale, twist to the left, bringing the right elbow to the left knee. Left elbow's high, front of the head's reaching. Try and keep your knees in line with one another. You can even bring your gaze down to your knees, and you might need to draw that right knee back a little bit. Now bring your gaze to your left big toe. Bring your weight into your left foot. You might want to come up on the toes of the right foot. Even bring that heel up to hover towards your right sits bone. And then really slowly extend the right foot back to the back of the mat. So now we're in a prayer twist, twisted lunge. Gives us a little bit more space to twist here. You can bring your gaze wherever you like now. See if you can roll that left shoulder back a little further. The right shoulder underneath you a little more and press into the palms to lift the heart. The back leg is straight and strong. And feel free to bring that right knee down to the mat if you want. Bringing the gaze back to your left big toe. Let's unwind from this twist, fingertips high. Now bring your gaze forward into the distance. Turn your palms forward and stretch the fingers out as much as you can. And then squeeze them into a ball. And then open and squeeze. Open and squeeze. Open and squeeze. Now do that as fast as you can. Just moving through these two poses. Or these two movements with the hands. Waking up the hands, waking up the fingers. I've been doing a lot of knitting, a lot of Christmas knitting while I've been waiting, and my hands are seeing the brunt of it, so nice to take the opportunity to give them a little stretch. Let's bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Let the right knee come down onto the mat nice and gently. Plant the right hand in an easy twist here, left hand high. Take this whatever way it feels good for you. Just opening up the front of the body. Let the left hand fall heavy behind you. So you're just stretching through the upper corner of your chest. And then let's bring that left hand down. Perch up onto your fingertips and see if you can slither this left foot out behind you. So we'll come into like a tabletop with the left heel extending straight out from the left hip. Nice big breath here. As you exhale, you can reach your right fingertips forward towards the front of the mat. And then even reach them forward towards the front of the room, extending straight out from your shoulder. Big breath in here. Try and level your hips right to left, left to right. Keep your right shoulder the same level as your left. And then as you exhale, draw the left knee to the right elbow. Inhale to extend. Let's do it again. Rounding the spine, lifting the navel, giving your elbow and knee somewhere a space to meet underneath your body. Inhale to reach. One more time, squeeze. And then reach. Let's bring the right hand down to the mat now and sweep the left foot out to the side. So it's about hip height here. Toes are pointing towards the front of the mat. And then bring that left foot down, inner arch of your foot onto the mat. Curl the right toes under and slide the hips back over the heels. So you're getting a little more stretch into the bottom of the right foot. Kind of a modified child's pose here. Let's inhale up to a tabletop. Walk your hands in towards your right knee and then come up to stand on that right knee. Make sure your hips are right over the right knee. Your back foot can be curled under or laid flat. That's up to you. Left hand rests very lightly on the left knee and the right hand's going to reach up and over. So we're just arcing, similar to what we did at the beginning of practice. Nice big stretch in the right side body. And then let's make our way to a gate pose, bringing the right hand down to the mat. Inhale the left hand up and over. But just enough space here. Just barely enough. Keep pressing the hips forward, lengthening through the spine. And bringing the left fingertips up towards the sky or the ceiling. Your gaze can be down at the right hand, the right floor. Exhale to see if you can lift that left heel. Bring it about hip height. Gaze wherever it feels good for you. Now if you like, you can take this into a bit of a back bend. Bend the left knee. Reach back with the left hand, take that ankle, and stretch through the front of the body. Definitely an option here. Now to come out of this, open back up. Let's bring the left foot down. And with your left hand, just reach up. Make your way back into that gate pose. Draw your left knee in next to your right. And let's walk the hands forward. I'm gonna take my hands out of my sleeves here. And make our way back to a downward facing dog. Big breath in. Long, slow exhale. Another breath in, lift your heels, bend your knees, bring your gaze forward, your shoulders forward, and then finally your feet forward. You can walk, you can step, or you can give yourself a little hop, making your way to the front of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, soften your knees a lot as you come up to stand. Take your time here. Hands up, you can peek up at your thumbs, and then draw your hands down to heart center. Maybe to your hips. Forward fold. Find a halfway lift now. Nice flat back. Hands can be at the hips or at the shins. Soften into the knees. Coming to your chair pose once again. So we'll start with a nice flat back. Find the engagement of the core by lengthening through the low back. Roll the shoulders back. Crown of the head reaches forward while the hips pull back. Feel very strong here. Now lift the chest just enough to bring your chest up off of the thighs. Reach the hands up at an angle, palms face one another. Open the fingers wide so that you're really stretching through your fingertips, through the webbing of your fingers even. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Sink the hips a little bit further. And then let's bring the hands to heart center. Hands, elbows reaching out to the right and to the left. Twisting to the right now. Bringing the left elbow to the right knee. Rolling the right shoulder back. Finding extension once again through the spine. Leveling out the hips by paying attention to your knees. So the left hip might be, the left knee may have to draw back. Full cycle of breath here. And then bring your gaze to your right big toe. Bring your weight into your right foot. Come up on the toes of the left foot. Maybe you can squeeze your heel up towards your left sits bone. A little balance here. And then begin to extend as slowly as you can the left toes back towards the back of the mat. Coming into a prayer twist with a lunge and feeling free to drop that right knee, that left knee down to the mat. Lengthen through the spine. One really long line from the crown of your head to your left heel. Bring your gaze where it feels good. Now drawing your gaze back down to that right foot. Let's unwind from this twist. Coming to our lunge pose, our crescent lunge. Let's interlace the fingers this time and turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Sink down into the hips even as you're reaching the palms up. Push the first finger up while you're pulling the pinky finger down towards the crown of your head. Roll the shoulders down and away from your ears. Lengthen through the low back. Bringing the hands down through heart center and then framing the front foot. Let's bring the left knee down to the mat, nice and gently tapping it down. Plant the left hand, reach the right. Nice big opening through the front of the body here. Sink the hips. Right hand can come down. And we're gonna slither this right foot back to the back of the mat, reaching the right heel back at hip height. Big breath in here as we crawl the left fingertips forward. Feel the engagement of the core, the length of the spine. And draw the left hand up, extending straight out from the shoulder. Take a moment here and feel this. This pose is called spinal balance. So this is our aim here, is to really level things out. Left to right, right to left, shoulders to hips. One more big breath in. As we exhale, lift the navel and left elbow to right knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale to reach. I guess one more time. And then let's bring that left hand down to the mat and sweep the right foot out to the right. Hover that foot for a moment, toes pointing towards the front of the mat, and then let the right foot come down to the mat or the floor. And walk your hands back. Back toes curled under, and we're just going to take that variation on child's pose. Sliding the hips back, reaching the hands forward, and the forehead can come down, maybe to the mat, or maybe to a block or a pillow, or if you want, you can stack your hands and bring your forehead there. It's up to you. Walking the hands in, coming to stand up on your hips, on your knee, with the hips over the knee, the shoulders over the hip. We'll start with a nice side stretch on the left side. So just let your hand rest very lightly on the right leg, and the left hand can come up and over. Notice your hips want to slide back towards that left heel. Don't let them, just keep pressing them forward, lengthening through the spine. Okay, now let's stretch the other side of the body. So the left hand is going to come down to the mat or the floor. You can bring your gaze there and then reach the right hand up and over. So we're really stretching through the length of the right side here. Right hand's reaching, press out through the right pinky finger, and then bring those hips forward. From here, a little bit of core strength. The right hand's going to reach up. Gaze down at your left hand and bring your right heel up about hip height. Toes are pointing towards the front of the mat. Feeling strong here. You can bend into your right knee and take that right ankle if you like. The kids and I were playing a game here in front of the fire last night, and the pieces of it are all over the floor. Well, this time seeing them, I'll catch them before they're lost. Reaching again, extending the right foot, the right hand. Let's draw that right foot gently down onto the mat. reach up with your right hand and make your way back onto your knees. This time I want to stay here and try a camel pose. So we'll stay standing tall on our knees. Curl your toes under. This gives us a little bit more space to come down onto. So bring your hands to the back of your hips so that they're like almost like you're putting them in about to put them in the back jeans pocket. And then roll your shoulders back and then roll your elbows in towards one another, almost so that they're shoulder width apart. And begin to think about lengthening the space between your hip bones, the front of your hip bones, and the front of your rib cage. So we're just lifting the rib cage. Keep your chin tucked and your hips pressed forward. We're just going to come part way to start. See how that feels. And then on your next exhale, bring the shoulders back up over the hips, the crown of the head high. You can keep your toes curled under or press the tops of them into the mat, settle your hips down. Just let your hands rest on your thighs. Take a breath or two here. So we'll do it again now. This time we'll reach back for our heels. Or not, up to you. If you want to keep in the pose we just did, or if you want to take it to a full camel, it's up to you. Whatever you choose is going to be whatever you choose for you today should be the perfect choice for you. Bring the shoulders up over the hips. Toes can stay hooked under. Hands come to your back pockets. Roll the shoulders back, roll the elbows back, lengthen the spine. Keep the chin tucked, press the hips forward, and lift the front of your rib cage away from your hips. So you're just lengthening through the front of your body. So you're going to stay here just like this. Or with your right hand, you can reach a big circle forward, up, back, and down for your right heel. And do the same thing on the left side to find your left heel. And press the hips forward. You can stay here with your chin tucked, or if it feels good for your neck, let it go. Now, whatever version of this pose that you have selected, let's take 2 full breaths. Now, if you've opened your throat, tuck your chin back into your throat. If you've got your hands on your heels, bring your hands back to your hips, and then let's everybody bring the shoulders over the hips. Again, yogi's choice, toes hooked under, or tops of the feet pressed into the mat. Let's bring the hips back over the heels. Breath or two here. Back bends get the energy going. You may feel your heartbeat, your heart rate up a little bit. Just take a couple of breaths here as you begin to feel that settle back down. And from here, let's make our way onto our back. So whatever way is comfortable for you. Bring yourself to a seat in the middle of the mat and take your time about finding your way down onto the mat. So soles of the feet on the mat, you can reach your hands forward or have them on the mat to support you. Tuck your chin, come all the way down. Draw your heels in towards your sits bones, and I do really want to finish this practice with a nice easy twist. So bring your hands out to the sides. You can make a T or a cactus or a Y, and let's let both knees fall to the left. Rolling onto the left hip, the left outer thigh, stacking the right hip over the left, the right knee over the left, the right foot over the left, And then reaching out with the right hand, bringing the gaze to the right, being heavy in the right shoulder. And then back up to center and letting the knees go in the other direction. Staying really heavy in the upper body through the chest, the shoulders. Chest is facing up to the ceiling while the knees point off to the right. Twist is happening right and around the navel. You can gaze over your left shoulder. Gaze over your left shoulder, but shut your eyes. Back up to center. The gaze back up to the ceiling. Let's draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Maybe make some circles. One direction and then the other. Maybe you want to make the knees go in opposite directions, so drawing them together and then apart. You can go the other way. And pull the knees into the chest one more time. Make your way to savasana. Of course, as always, if there's some movement that you'd like to take before you head into savasana, take about 5 breaths or so to do that now. And then drop into savasana, allowing yourself to fully relax. The palms facing up, the chin tucked, toes falling outwards. Feeling the energy moving throughout our body, ready for the day. Feeling fully connected with that energy. When you're ready now to begin moving again, start with a couple of breaths, maybe even a yawn, like a wake up yawn, and then start to move through your body. Start with your fingers and toes and just bring that movement up through your arms and through your legs. Finding a big stretch. Waking up all over again. Draw the knees in one at a time. Sway from side to side. And then from here you can roll to one side or the other in the fetal position. Keep your eyes tucked, your chin tucked into your throat, and make your way up to sit. Or if you like, you can hold the backs of your thighs, tuck your chin into your throat, and roll and massage the length of your spine. So a choice there. You can come up to sit in whatever way feels good for you. Finding eventually the shoulders over the hips. Spine is long. Crown of the head can come high. And let's reach the fingertips up over the head. As we exhale, thumbs to the third eye, representing the union of the mind and the body. Such an incredibly important union. And then as we exhale, let's hitch forward. Our final thumbs for today. Namaste. I hope you feel great and that you have tons of energy. If you like this practice, please leave me a note in the comments, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. You'll get a new video every week and a little notification that lets you know when I upload. Have an amazing day. Namaste.